drugs. And so I'm curious here your reaction to that, because it would seem to me that the only reason that look, he can write whatever edicts he wants on paper and send them out into the universe, and that's not going to just manifest whatever he writes into reality. And if it was possible for a president to just say, 85% off pharmaceuticals, sign name here, that it probably would have happened before. And so I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, because really the way that I think about this is the only way to get drug prices down is to be able to negotiate, to have a single payer negotiate, and that is the government, and we don't do that. And in fact, Donald Trump, by virtue of being president of the United States, is entrenching a system where we don't have the government negotiating lower drug prices. And that's why other countries do have lower drug prices, because they allow the government to be the single entity that negotiates those prices down. But here in America, it's every man for himself. And so I'm curious for your reaction, because you're obviously much better informed on this issue than I am.
No, you have it exactly right. What Donald Trump claims is he's going to reduce the cost of drugs by 85%. His so-called executive order on this says, will you all consider lowering your prices by a lot?
Right. It's the equivalent of him tweeting Vladimir stop.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Vladimir stop moment. We should start just calling them that. It's a Vladimir stop moment. And here's the deal. We should change how we price drugs. We should negotiate. I like the most favored nations approach to it. I think that could be really good. But you've got to come over here to Congress. You've got to write legislation, and you've got to make it apply. It can't just be that the President of the United States asks for it and hopes that it will happen, because that isn't going to make it happen. What's going to make it happen is we change the law. I'm ready to do that. If there are any Republicans ready to work on that, including Donald Trump, let's do it. But in the meantime, could we not gaslight Americans into believing that somehow Donald Trump just reduced the price of drugs by 85%? I want to come back to the reality-based world, the one you were talking about a minute ago, Brian.
Yeah, well, it's slim pickings there. Not a lot. It's not very populated these days. So, as always, I appreciate your time today, and thank you for the work you're doing.
You bet, and thank you. Get the word out. Tell people to call.